So when setting this up, you will always first connect the 4-pin cable between the motor and the controller. And you are not supposed to tighten this, just mount it at a little bit of torque so that it is not loose, but don't over tighten it. It's very difficult to get off if it's tightened. So the 4-pin cable goes between these, tightening, just mounting it, just right. And then you will need to add some kind of power switch to the positive wire. And I have 24-volt battery, and I'm using this step-down converter to get it to 19.3 volts. If the input voltage is something between 18 and 20 volts, it's perfect for this. So you can, for example, use 12-volt battery and a 6-volt battery in series to get about 18 volts or 18.5 volts to run this. I'm going to first run this motor free without the camera to see how it functions. Then in a separate video I can show you how to mount this to the camera, but basically when mounting it to the camera you can see the mounting parts stacked here where the motor is shipped, but basically you will mount the first disc to the camera with the same 4 tiny screws that the original motor was mounted to the camera body, and then start to stack these parts. So there's the mounting disc, then a spacer disc, maybe some kind of small additional spacer. Then you will have these 2 plates which mount this electric box to the motor assembly, and then the motor itself is mounted on top. And if I take the nuts off, I can show you that it's completely separate. This is how it works. So you will first mount the lowest disc to the camera and then start to stack these things up. And when the motor is mounted on top, you can adjust its position by adjusting these 4 nuts on top and bottom, so you can kind of fine tune its position then. But I will make a separate video how to mount this to the camera, but it's very simple actually. This system doesn't have a separate engine now, but there's a massive screwdriver slot there to the end of the axle, so you can use a small screwdriver to manually install this if needed. This motor doesn't have shutter parking, so you may need to use this quite often. But I will first going to run this motor free and show you the menus and how this controller box works. This motor can run the ACL camera at about close to 80 frames per second maximum. Theoretically it could run it at over 100 FPS, but it's not stable speed. So I will connect the power switch is off. This is a 2-pin connector. I will include 1 or 2 extra connectors. Let's connect this. belt tightening. And then I will switch this on. You will always need a separate power switch because this doesn't have any switches. So I will boot this up, and when it's booting you may never switch the power off before it's fully booted up because it may corrupt the memory slots in some rare cases. So when switching it on, you will have to wait till it's fully booted up. Switching on. There's the serial number and firmware. Loading. Okay, this is the basic display view.